What do you think about the lows?
Very good. What did you do? I can't believe it.
What were you hearing? I mean, in the lows, what popped it for you? What jumped out at for it with you?
It was just too. Well, they're deeper for one. Am I right? They're definitely deeper.
Just tell us what you heard.
I heard
There's
deeper.
no right or wrong.
I heard deeper lows, and I can. It's hard to explain what I'm hearing. It's coming to my ears and ain't going any further. I don't know if I'm saying that right. And I'm just telling you and it just coming. It's almost like I got headphones on. I don't know if I'm saying it right.
How about the definition of the low end?
Oh yeah,
Strong
definition.
Yeah, don't hear
100%.
that too often.
No, you don't get that. And coming from these speakers, what is that? What's the sub? What do you got, a sub hooked up to this?
We got a sub here.
Okay, that's what's up in the low?
Well, both are working.
Wow.
Yeah, both are working. But you didn't hear just the sub. It was very seamless.
Very, very.
You
seamless.
thought it was
no,
coming
I didn't
from
hear.
the
No, I didn't even
speaker.
know this was coming from here.
You didn't even know it was here.
No way! I thought it was coming from there.
Yeah.
Extremely unbelievable. That's all I can say. I'm blown away by the sound.
How about Chris Isaac's voice? What did you notice about Chris?
He was just. He's better than you would sound anywhere else. Anywhere. I've heard his voice before, and I've never heard the definition of his voice so crisp and the way it just. I don't know. It's just. I'm not like. How can I explain to you? I'm not like in depth to know exactly how frequencies work that great, but what I heard is remarkable. I've never experienced that kind of sound.
Yeah. Well, you've never experienced this kind of room.
Yeah, no, I've never experienced this kind of room.
And the room is so important to the sound.
Oh, unbelievable.
Now that you hear what a good room can do to sound, isn't it amazing?
It is. It is.
And people just, would you agree that people just don't get it?
They don't. And you know what? All I can say is you're never going to get it until you experience it. You're not going to realize. Because let me explain to you, I've been in studios all my life. And I've heard recordings. And I've heard, and into your ear, it sounds good. It does. But you'll never know the better until you hear the better. I'll never know what's better out there until I experience the better. That's my point. And, wow. All I can say is wow. It's a big difference.
We were talking earlier about diffusion, and you heard some of the percussion instruments being diffused, how they float in the air. And I always find that is very cool.
Oh, yes. Yes.
You know,
they do.
For that brief moment in time and space, they're there.
They are there.
Then they
100%.
float away somewhere.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They do float away.
Yeah.
The fact that you picked up some, I don't know, flea market, what do you call them? Speakers, and what'd you pay for them again?
$25.
$25 for the set, and make them sound like
at 40 watts,
better than any studio monitor I've heard.
40 watts of power and a 20-year-old CD player. The most expensive
20-year-old CD player, huh?
Yep. The most expensive piece of gear in there is probably the converter. I think it's about $400 retail or $500 retail.
Converting it to be,
digital to analog.
But,
yeah. So, but nothing fancy with the speaker cables. But we obviously do that on purpose because we want people to understand that good sound is not good amplifiers and good speakers. That's part of it, but not part of it. And not enough that people think. It's
not enough.
Wow. Manufacturers of amplifiers and speakers have done a really good job of convincing people that you need this, that, or the other.
Oh, well, you need this, right.
Or you're not going to have anything.
But I think we spoke on the phone. You told me it wouldn't matter how perfect you can mix or how great you can capture that sound. If you're not hearing properly, then it wouldn't matter. You can have all these millions of dollars equipment. And if you're not hearing properly, it would sound like you spent $100.
Yep.
Yep. I'm just trying to use a gauge there, but it's amazing. I don't even know what to say.
when you first came in, you made the comment that now this is how you should listen to music. What did you mean by that?
Meaning that the way you would listen to music, like in a car or in a house, you don't realize how much you're missing in that music. You don't realize the separation that you're missing. And yeah, a mix sounds great, and a good studio can separate everything and make it sound proper. But when you play it back in your home or in your car and in any large room or whatever, you don't get to hear the little things that you're supposed to hear. And when I started to hear for the first time what you played, it was like everything was separated. Everything was just coming right to my ear, to a point where it was just, I can't explain it. It was just great. Great sounding stuff.
One guy said it was effortless.
Yeah, thank you. That's the perfect word he used.
He didn't have to, and he was a recording engineer. He says he didn't have to think about what he was hearing. He just listened.
He just listened.
He didn't have to think about what he was hearing. He
Correct.
just listened.
He didn't say, well, am I hearing this? I heard everything. Everything you played me. I can tell what everything was doing. You understand? It's great separation. And the acoustics, the foam, whatever you got going on here just makes that happen. It makes that possible. Yeah. And I tell you what, I wouldn't want to listen to music any other way. I might get spoiled from this, not wanting to listen to music anywhere else.
Well, thank you. Thank you. Could you just give your name and first name and last name and tell us a little bit about your involvement in the music business?
Sure. Steve Williams. My name is Steve Williams. All I'm doing is I have a home studio, setting up a home studio for some religious music, Christian music. And we're a non-profit organization, so we're not even going to be selling any of our recordings or our music. It's just for congregational use, and people that I know that want to hear certain songs, or they want some beautiful Christian music. So I'm just out there recording it for some people, and also I'm involved with making my own with my own family, and basically that's it. But it's a very beautiful thing.
Good. Well, good. Well, thank you so much.
Definitely. It was worth my while to come here.
I think that was quite amazing.
That was amazing, is right.
We just listened to a choir singing in a large church.
Wow. All I could say is wow. It's like, all I could say is like, if I had to close my eyes, they were right here. They weren't like, they were right there. And then the fact that I can hear a natural vocal come out with the bass, the way it came out, the naturalness of his voice, and to hear it, and then to hear how
separated it was.
Yes, it was separated. Good point.
Yeah, and defined.
Yeah, and defined. I knew exactly.
Muddied or covered over.
No, not at all.
It was its own instrument.
But the best part, I can't believe it's coming from these speakers. So I can't believe it's coming from this. That's what I'm saying. See, okay, if you had all these, whatever, let's say if you had, real expensive equipment and you went out and made this, you kind of can expect it. But from what you're explaining to me about these speakers and the CD player you're using, I can't see how we're getting that kind of response, that frequencies, those lows. It's a colorful low.
Well,
everything's colorful.
In today's electronics, speakers and amplifiers, they've come a long way. They're able to reproduce a lot of good sounds. They're able to do it nice and balanced and evenly.
Right.
Even low-end stuff like this.
Right.
But the room will not let you hear, no matter what the quality level. The room doesn't care if it's a B&W speaker or a Clips.
It don't care.
It just is concerned with frequencies. It's just going to react to sound energy.
Right.
It doesn't care who makes it.
It doesn't care who makes it, correct.
No. And it's going to ruin what it wants to ruin. And it does a good job of hiding and
smearing out the bad.
Yeah, well, the bad and the good.
Well, yeah, of course.
The bad and the good. How about the breaths of the singers taking their deep breaths?
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
You would never
Did you hear that?
that
no, you wouldn't. I'd be like, I was going to ask you that while I was right in the hearing it. And it was like, I've never heard that before. And I've heard stuff like this before. I've heard this a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And I've never heard where you can actually hear him. Because you actually, they wouldn't want that to be heard, but yet you can hear it in here.
Yes. Yes.
So my point is, if they recorded in some kind of environment like this, they would have already knew that that was on there.
Yeah. Well, in some cases, you can actually hear the tape hits.
Yeah. I did.
Yeah, I think you could hear that.
I did.
It's quite amazing.
I don't know. I'm just blown away, man.
It's quite amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, you're never gonna know until you experience it. Bottom line, you have to experience it first, because you could tell me all day long on the phone or in a conversation, or I read up on your website, and I can understand what I'm reading and try to take that all in. But until you literally hear it, and coming from what you got here, it's like I don't know what to say.
If you didn't know this equipment and what it costs, what price point do you think you would be listening to?
Oh.
If you had a blindfold on your eyes and I just brought you into the room and sat you down and pressed play, what price point
would I put on all this stuff?
Yeah,
what I'm hearing?
What that you're hearing? What's the price point on the sound quality?
I would have to assume this is like I don't know, hundreds of thousands of dollars sound.
Big money sound.
Big money sound. Large. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how much equipment costs today that much to get into big. But whatever that is, if you blindfold me, that's where I would think I would be at.
Yep.
I would have no clue.
Yep. And you couldn't be more wrong.
Yeah, and I couldn't be more wrong.
When you see, and one of the speakers in the right channel is blown.
Yeah, you told me one of the right channel
drivers is blown.
What's going on
Well,
here?
I adjust the amplitude in some of the songs.
Well, then
So to avoid that, I know exactly what cycles
you know what you did.
comes
Okay,
in. And
now
so
I understand
you
that.
keep it out of your ears.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's fun. I'm going to get that replaced.
How old are these speakers?
25 years.
They are 25 years old?
I would guess. Yeah, I would guess.
And you're using a analog CD player or whatever?
Yeah, one of the old first ones. It takes forever, and I have no remote. And I can't find a remote that works for it.
That's funny.
Yeah, but it's really slow. You press the button, and it takes about 2 or 3 seconds for the command to come on the screen.
That's something.
One of those old first ones. Well, thanks again, man.
Hey, not a
Appreciate
problem.
it.
My pleasure. No problem. I'm blown away. That's it, man. Really.